The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
The 4Winds 350OB is a new outboard-powered version of a large bowrider previously offered only with sterndrives. Today we'll give her a thorough inspection, see how much of the boat is different from the sterndrive model, and conduct a full performance evaluation. But first, let's look at her distinguishing features. Number 1 is her most important, twin outboard power. The Horizon 350 weighs 13,300 pounds dry and she needs lots of power. That's why she has a pair of 350 horsepower Mercury supercharged Verado outboards as standard equipment. These inline 6-cylinder engines take up less space on the swim platform than V8s, and the whole swim platform acts as a giant mounting bracket which aids performance. Number 2, our test boat had a joystick which takes the trial and error out of docking. Just point the joystick or twist it and the boat responds. Number 3, her swim platform was designed for water sports and access to the water. The side platforms to port and starboard are 3 feet 5 inches fore and aft. And this is important because it's here that water sports will be launched and the family hangs out. The 2 platforms provide 7 feet of water access space, which is almost what the boat would have if it were a sterndrive. The whole swim platform is 9 feet 8 inches wide, and note the walkway in front of the outboards, which is nearly 2 feet wide. The reboarding ladder is on the starboard side. Number 4, having the engines outside of the boat frees up tremendous space inside. This is beneath the aft settee that lifts on a powered ram, showing a locker where the twin engines would be in a sterndrive model. But in our test boat, we find what every boat needs more of, storage. In this case, it measures 6 feet 5.5 inches wide by 3 feet 10 inches fore and aft by 1 foot 1.5 inches deep. Number 5 on our list of distinguishing features is the seating design. She has 11 forward-facing places for adults to sit, something that's difficult to find on most boats in class. In the aft cockpit is a bench seat for 3 adults. Moving forward, we see the 2 seats behind the helm, and to port, the twin companion seats face forward, but swivel around to join the cockpit gathering. And the helm companion seat can swivel around, making for at least 9 in the aft cockpit facing each other. In the forward cockpit to starboard, there's a double-wide seat that has a chaise outboard. The bow is very full forward for another 2 people to sit. And notice the substantial backrests around the bulwarks. To port, there's a double-wide seat facing forward, but we'll talk more on that later. Number 6, entertaining. The starboard side of the cockpit is dominated by an alfresco galley. There's 1 large sink plus a top-loading storage compartment with cutouts designed to hold bottles, both set into a solid surface countertop. Forward is a Kenyan electric grill, and under is an isotherm fridge with pull-out drawers. We're happy to see these towel bars that can also be used as handholds in sloppy conditions. Side mount tables can be fitted both in the aft cockpit and the port forward bowrider seats that morph into a dining booth when a table is added. The woven mat on the deck is standard, but we'd like to see less restrictive grates on the cockpit scuppers. The 7th important feature of the 350 is found by sliding the port side console hatch outboard to reveal a companionway down a couple of steps to the cabin. To port is a small galley counter with a control panel for the shore power above. Headroom here is 6 feet, and there are a couple of side windows above the counter, and a standard microwave is above them. Below the counter is a flat-screen TV and Fusion stereo control facing the lounge seats to starboard. The door to the wet head is forward. Inside we find a sink with a pull-out shower set into a solid surface countertop, and a locker beneath with a wastebasket. Headroom varies from 5 feet 6 inches to 5 feet 9 inches. The toilet is vacuum flush, and there's an electric vent fan, both as standard equipment. To get to the rest of the interior, we pass beneath the deck that serves as the walkway to the bow area, and the headroom there is 3 feet 8 inches, but just for an instant before reaching 6 feet 7 inch headroom on the other side. There we find a 77-inch long L-shaped settee. The seat can be expanded with a filler cushion to form a berth 46 inches wide by 77 inches long. It butts up against the mid-berth under the bridge deck and behind the companionway, which measures 78 inches by 39.5 inches and has 2 feet 3 inches of clearance above. There are opening windows for ventilation and natural light, in addition to a skylight, a broad shelf outboard of the settee with a spot for the filler cushion, plus additional stowage and 2 overhead lockers. Now let's see what kind of performance those twin Mercury Verados give us. The 4Winds Horizon 350OB has a length overall of 35 feet and a beam of 10 feet 10 inches. With an empty weight of 13,300 pounds, 83% fuel, and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 14,728 pounds. With the twin 350 horsepower supercharged Mercury Verados powering our test boat, we reached a top speed of 46.6 miles per hour at 6,000 RPM. Best economic cruise came in at 5,000 RPM and 34.7 miles per hour. It was at that speed that the 30.3 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 1.1 miles per gallon and a range of 176 statute miles. For acceleration, we reached planing speed at an average of 6.9 seconds, continued to 20 miles per hour in 10.9 seconds, and 30 came and went in 15.4 seconds. This Four Winds model makes the most of her engines hung from the swim platform bracket, giving them a bit more leverage on the boat's longitudinal center of gravity. When putting her into hard over turns at speed, she leaned 17 to 18 degrees, which kept everyone firmly planted in their seats. We trimmed her engines a bit to help keep the bow down when running hard, and she provided a soft ride at a range of speeds with her 19-degree dead rise. During the test, we found comfortable helm ergonomics with a pair of 9-inch Simrad NSS Evo 3 multifunction displays just a few inches below our line of sight forward. The dark-colored instrument console brow reduced glare on the windshield. The toggle switches are all easy to access, and they light when activated. The VHF mic is to starboard of the wheel. There's an optional air conditioning vent pointed right at the operator. The Mercury joystick, standard Lenco trim tab controls, the Mercury digital control binnacle, and the actuator for the four-way powered captain seat are all within easy reach. The helm seats rest on a solid fiberglass support. They're well padded, contoured, and have stitched upholstery. Their bolsters are comfortable for leaning and sitting. All hardware is robust. The four-way powered captain seat is among the best and most comfortable in class. The windshield is curving from top to bottom and side to side and includes a stainless steel header. Like most builders, the breaker panel is directly under the dash in a hard-to-see and reach location. The Horizon 350 has numerous features that we haven't mentioned, most notably the solidly constructed standard hardtop with a manual sunroof and optional shoreshade powered awning that extends aft, measuring 6 feet 3 inches by 6 feet 10 inches. There are LED lights mounted to the overhead, and a remote control spotlight is mounted on top just above the helm. The 5-foot wide aft lounge seat faces the swim platform with grab rails and cup holders to either side, as well as a remote for the Fusion stereo. It shares a backrest with the aft cockpit settee, and the backrest is power operated, converting to a wide chaise and even folds to offer leg support. Beneath the cockpit sole is a locker to stow a couple of 36-quart ice chests, and then some. Those ice chests latch down with bungees on blocks to hold them in place. When they were removed, we saw another latch in the sole which conceals the sea strainers and through-hull fittings for the optional Dometic air conditioning system. In the same locker under the aft sole hatch are the engine start and house batteries, and the optional Westerbeek generator is a BAFTA removable divider. The transom walkway doubles as a hatch which opens, making it easy to inspect critical equipment. There's a welded aluminum fuel tank forward, a bronze through-hull fitting for raw water cooling for the optional generator, and a diaphragm pump for the air conditioning system's cooling water. This is a handy place for the available fixed-mount fire suppression system, so it can be easily checked each year. The hot water heater is just behind it. The standard shore power outlet and TV hookups are under the stainless steel caps. By the stern walkway, there's a hot and cold shower wand behind the stainless cover. Outboard in the gunnel is this powder-coated steel step with teak treads that folds out for guests to use when at a high dock. At the opposite end of the boat, under a wide-opening foredeck with gas-assisted hatch, our test boat had a horizontally mounted quick windlass that can be actuated from the bow or from the control at the helm. And a standard coiled washdown hose is provided. The anchor rests on a through-the-stem roller. Most important of all is how the outboard-powered Horizon 350 looks. Her reverse transom, rounded stern quarters, cool-looking stainless steel air vents, hull-side treatments, and her compound curved windshield all go to make for an attractive upscale package. And that's our test and inspection of the Four Winds Horizon 350 OB. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.